What's going on, guys? XQ420 here, back in the building, ripping it up, dropping some fresh content. Thank everybody for checking me out, subscribing. But in today's video, what we're checking out here now, Minneapolis, the place that said we defunding the police, get rid of the police. Whoop, whoop. Sound of the police. I mean, they wanted no sound of the police. You know what I'm saying? So, now all of a sudden they virtue signal. They out there like, man, I might need the police. So let's go and dive into this. All right, guys, so another article from the Blades we're going over today. It says a lefty Minneapolis neighborhood decided to virtue signal and refuse calling the police. Now they're overrun with crime and homelessness. And of course, the Blaze says, shocker. They can't be shot. Well, they probably are, because, folks ain't very smart right now. They thinking with something else. I don't know what they're thinking with. Maybe they got a potato for a brain. I don't know. People just making irrational decisions right now. Let's go and jump into it. You see this picture we got right here, defund the police. That's what they all were crying. Get rid of the police. They say residents of a Minneapolis neighborhood described by the New York Times as a haven to leftist activists and bohemian artists vowed not to call the police to protest racial injustice. And now their tree-lined neighborhood is a haven for crime and hundreds of homeless people. Now, whenever they were talking about defund the police, I was like, okay, y'all talking about reform, defund the police. That's fine, but what's going to happen when some stuff's going down? Who's coming to save you? Y'all ain't got Chaz out there. You ain't got the rapper to come out here and save you with his AK and the big booty hose. You know what I'm saying? So, who you thought was going to save you? Especially if you ain't got no strap. If you ain't strapped up, there ain't nobody coming to help you. You bleed out alone. You can even ask the folks that were in Chaz. Some of them bled out. So it said it was in Powderhorn Park where the Minneapolis City Council officially launched its Defund the Police initiative. One of them slogans. Them slogans you got to watch out for. Anybody who's got a slogan for you, you need to investigate it, do some research on it, because slogans will get you in trouble. It said this was following the death of old Big Floyd, joyful Big Floyd. That's what my one preacher, 80-year-old up there on stage, talking about Big Floyd. I was like, man, who called him Big Floyd? In that porno he's in, they called him Floyd the Landlord. Never known him as Big Floyd. Maybe they called him that and that. I ain't checked that out. So they said the council dreamed of a transformative new model of public safety, which they never came out with, where community social workers, not armed police officers, enforce the law. Well, let me tell you something about community social workers. I appreciate the work they do. They out there trying to help people. But when it comes to criminals, they ain't going to give two shakes of a lamb's ass. They see you come with social workers, say, guys, we can really talk about this, but they going to whoop you. They're going to take what you got, hold you up at gunpoint. And after they done, don't call nobody, Don't post it online. Just go home and lick your wound. Said this is what we wanted. And it said neighborhood residents happily obliged. They jumped right on board. Bandwagoners, like I say, bandwagoners. Everybody jumping on board. They said, but since then, according to the Times, the park has reportedly been taken over by hundreds of new homeless residents, displaced amid the unrest in the city. And residents are finding it difficult to stand by their pledge. Now, hundreds of new homeless residents. They were displaced. Where were they originally? What part of town were they in? You got to give me a little more info on that. Now all of a sudden they're in your backyard. You say, hey man, you got to go. He said, nope, you can't do nothing about it neither because you ain't call the police. Cowards. You ain't going to go out there and do nothing. And the police ain't going to come out here and do nothing. So why am I leaving? If I was one of the homeless folks, I'd just go lay in the backyard. Say, hey, bro, I'm out here protesting. I'm just going to protest in your backyard. I'm going to throw my tent up, too. Now, mind your business. Now, it's your property, but mind your business. It said one resident, Sherry Albers, a former block club leader who organized her mostly white neighbors to bring in playgrounds and help tackle long-standing issues with crime, is now kept awake at night by Powderhorn Park Sanctuary. Kept awake at night, having to sleep with one eye open. I wonder if she one of the ones that went and, got a gun. He said, might need one now. I mean, now that the police ain't there, you most definitely need one. You in a big city and you ain't got no gun. But I'm praying for your soul. Because, I mean, like I said, there ain't going to be nobody to help you. I mean, there ain't going to be nobody left to sing your song but the dead birds. I mean, that's it. Dead birds will be left to sing your song. So, she goes out here and says, I'm afraid, she said. I know my neighbors are around, but I'm not feeling grounded in my city at all. Anything could happen. Well, yeah. I mean, you got a bunch of homeless people running around. I mean, if they get hungry or something, ain't nobody threw a cheeseburger in the trash can today. There ain't no cops to, shoo them off, with the broomstick. Yeah, they might come see you. You walk out your door, you might get clubbed in the back of the head. Wake up, you locked out your own house. Can't get back in. Don't call the police, though. I said, we having to stand down, man. Thank you for your call, and, may God be with you. I mean, that's all I got for you. It said the Times reported that the homeless community has drawn heavy car traffic into the neighborhood, some from drug dealers. Now, hold on a second. Now, you said that. The homeless community has drawn heavy car traffic. I mean, it got to be all from drug dealers. I mean, you start equating homeless unless you just living in your car. I mean, I don't equate them with car traffic. You know what I'm saying? I equate working people with car traffic, but they saying the homeless done drawed into car traffic. That was a surprise to me. And of course, the drug dealer's gonna be there. I mean, a lot of times homeless folks, to make it through the day, they need drugs. Man, he got to be there to slip them the Hendo, the heroin, whatever your drug of choice is, recreational drug of choice. So they said Linnea Borden said she has stopped walking her dog through the area because she is sick of being catcalled, while Carrie Nightshade has stopped letting her kids play in the park because it's dangerous. Now, if she ain't walking her dog through the area, don't dogs' lives matter? Come on, man. Now the dog got to be cooped up in the house. I know what kind of backyard you probably got. 5x5. Things like, man, I'm ready to get out. Said, nope, too dangerous. I'm getting catcalled. Not sure what being catcalled is. Let's look that up. Okay, so catcall is the street harassment. So it's to whistle or yell something sexually suggestive to a stranger, usually in passing. Often this is used by sexually frustrated males as a way of getting attention. You just throw that right on the males like that. Saying a female can't yell out. If a female do anything, it's all good. They come down there, harass a man, it's all good. But it's always got to be the sexually frustrated man. Come on now. You tell me there ain't no sexually frustrated females? It's just the males only. But I digress. So that's what catcall is. Hey, you got to learn new information every day. So, Carrie, she won't let her kids play in the park because it's dangerous. Broad daylight, man, if you can't let your kids play in the park at broad daylight, but the area you're in, man, you need to look different options. I don't know what your options are. Probably ain't got nothing if you're still staying there. It said, I'm not being judgmental, she insisted. It's not personal. It's just not safe. Well, it is personal because it ain't safe. Personally, you're not safe. And you are judging. Let's not cut corners. Everybody trying to be politically correct. Stop cutting corners. It ain't safe, and you're judging, and you're talking personally. Just spit it out there. So they said Joseph Minkovich found a black man wearing a hospital bracelet passed out in an elevator in his apartment building. He phoned a community activist, but she didn't answer. So he called 911 and requested an ambulance. Instead, a white police officer reportedly came and offered to take the man to the hospital. When the man refused, he made him exit the building. So, I mean, it's getting so bad around there that, I mean, he had a hospital bracelet on and he just fell out in the elevator. What kind of stuff was he on? I mean, man just passed out in the elevator. I mean, I wonder what floor he was going to. Hopefully not the second one, man. If you pass out between the first and second floor, it's obvious that you done ran up on some hard times, but I mean, that's just all there is to it. It said Minkovich laminated. Golly. I'm laminating my driver's license or something. His decision to dial 911 said it didn't resolve in a way that I'd hoped. He said, all they did was offer to bring him back to the hospital. He refused, so they kicked him out on a rainy night. Well, I'm trying to figure out how you thought it was going to end. Give me a little info on what you thought was going to happen. I mean, so, guy passing the elevator, man, I got to call somebody. Of course, community activists, they're like, man, I ain't going out there. What's wrong with you? 9 o'clock, I got stuff to do. Said, I mean, American Idol's on. I don't think it's showing right now, but I mean, somebody's on Facebook Live. I said, I got stuff to do. So the officer goes out there and he's like, what seems to be the problem here? It's like, man, just passed out in the elevator. Sir, do you need to go to the hospital? No, I'm good. Well, did my job. Just go and leave. I mean, I don't know. What did you expect them to do? I mean, the officers, they can't do nothing right now. They can't do nothing but just ask you nicely. If you could please leave, sir, that'd be great. And if they cause a ruckus, they just got to move on. No chokeholds. You can't put nobody in the cobra clutch. Stop using pepper spray. Don't tase nobody. They just pretty much say, hey, man, just lay down for him. So, I mean, he's just like, hey, they told me to lay down, so I'm laying down. I mean, you have a good night. If he comes back, then, I mean, so be it. So they say one resident, so you got all these other residents that are like, man, we're pledging not to call the police. I said, man, and y'all gonna end up with big L's for that. I mean, y'all gonna be losers. Because those folks know that you ain't gonna call them. So they're gonna get bold. And they're just gonna do what they want to until one of y'all shoot them. And then y'all probably go to jail. So, I mean, you don't want guns. You don't want police. You want the summer of love. But the summer of love comes with somebody busting up in your house and taking your stuff. I mean, that's what it is. So they said one resident broke his pledge and regrets it. Now, when you listen to this, you're going to realize what kind of situation we are. Not in just America, but the world. Folks have fell off the wagon. They've fallen from the tree. A brick's hit them in the head. I mean, it's bad off all the way around. So they said last week, Mitchell Erickson was cornered outside his home by 2 black teenagers, and one stuck a gun to his chest. Now, hey, no need for the police. We just got, black teenagers with guns. They're just out there, hey, we gonna stick them up. Hey, nobody gonna stop us. So they say they demanded his car keys, but when he mistakenly gave them his house keys, the boys got frustrated and ran off before reportedly stealing someone else's car. So they had my man shook all the way up. So normally your house keys are on your car keys. So I'm trying to figure out, he got them in different pockets. I mean, this dude was like, oh my God, he's just grabbing everything. He about took his shirt off. He said, dude, I asked for your keys, man, not your drawers, man. And took his shirt and drawers off. I said, dude, I don't want no sexual favors. I want your keys to your car. And they said after the altercation, Erickson decided to call the police, a decision he now says he regrets. But you got mugged, man. I mean, why are you regretting it? These folks committed a crime and you regret calling the cops? Now listen to his thinking. He says, been thinking more about it. Erickson wrote in a text to a New York Times reporter. I regret calling the police. It was my instinct, but I wish it hadn't been. I put those boys in danger of death by calling the cops. He put the boys in danger by calling the cops. Come on, man. Bo, they held you up at gunpoint and then they went and stole somebody else's car. Man, you were in danger. Man, just think if they slipped up and put a round in your belly. I mean, oh, I just want your car keys, but gun went off, so peace. I mean, Bo, they robbing folks, man. So they are criminals. So if the cops chase them and they get in a shootout and they die, man, they want more. Y'all act like this with Martin Luther King, Muhammad Ali, all the other black people who actually made, Rosa Parks. I mean, no, man. These dudes are criminals, flat out, stealing shit. They coming in here to get your property. You talking about you regret it. It said the reporter allegedly responded by asking the fact that the boys put his life in danger. Okay, you say, hey, man, you say you regret it, but they holding you up at gunpoint. Erickson replied, yeah, I know, and yeah, it was scary, but the cops didn't really have much to add after I called them. Man, what they gonna add to it? The boys done ran off. I mean, what you want them to add? He said, I haven't been forced to think like this before, so I would have lost my car. So what? At least no one would have been killed. Well, I mean, except you, man. They put the gun in your chest. I mean, do you realize how close to death you were? I mean, so here's what he's saying. He said, look, if I get robbed daily, it's okay. It's okay for me to get robbed, have my car taken. What's next? I mean, they said, man, you can bust up in my house. You can have my daughter, my wife. It's okay. I don't want you to die, though. Do what? Man, people got to get off this train of where they don't want nobody to die. I'm sorry, man. Somebody gonna die. And if you're a criminal, look, a violent life usually leads to a violent end. It's just all there is to it. So, I mean, this guy over here, he's obviously, smoking the same reefer a whole lot of other people are. I mean, and that stuff is, he's on that Frankenstein. I mean, that stuff, it's got them just like that. They just walking and they don't even know where they're going. So, I mean, what do y'all think about it? In close for me, Minneapolis, let it go. Hey, this park, the Powderhorn Park, let it go. The homeless out there, just the summer of love. We just out here feeling good. Getting robbed on the daily. Folks laying out in my backyard. Done stole my grill. You know what I'm saying? Had a hamburger on it. Come back. They back there chewing on it. I mean, just let it go. Hey, rob me, bud. It's all good. You want my wife too? Take it. I mean, folks got to stop being stupid. We got a whole lot of stupid people walking around right now. And they need mental help. They need counseling. Problem is you can't go get counseling because of COVID-19. It's obviously, COVID-19. But they say, man, I love to counsel you, but you just got to fend for yourself, bro. Or we can do a teleconference. Anybody who's paying right now for teleconference, don't do it. Because it's nonsense, man. I'm coming to see you live. And if you don't want to see me, you ain't getting none of my money. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Minneapolis, are y'all going to stand up or not? You want the police or not? I mean, obviously you say you don't, so hey, just get used to it. You should be sleeping like a baby, knowing now that the police ain't gonna be out there, and these thugs out here that hold people up at gunpoint ain't gonna die. So I appreciate y'all for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Hit the bell notification, more content, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace out.